What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades. Today, we've got sort of a special review. It may be a little tongue-in-cheek, and I know you guys have already read the title of the video. What we've got here is the Civivi Praxis, and I know all of my long-term subs, quite a few YouTube knife reviewers, and some Instagram people are all saying right now, stop right there, Baz on Blades. Hold on, man. You have been all over the internet saying that you would never buy this knife because of those gold liners. And you know what? You've got me, guys, because I was all over the internet saying that. But in the end, I had to look at the bigger picture, and to have a better quality channel here with better content and a better baseline to review knives, knife reviewers, myself included, we really have to grab samples of these big releases when they come out. The high-end Chinese-produced budget folder has become, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that it is probably the most highly competitive and evolutionary segment of the knife world. In the last 2 or 3 years, and this is 2019 right now, so say 2000, let's say 5 years almost, 2015 through 2019, we'll go 4 years. We have seen such an explosion and evolutionary improvement in the budget knife realm from these Chinese companies. Knife reviewers can't keep up with it. But we've got to get as many samples of these knives because they're comparison pieces. They help establish a baseline for what we're really saying as far as quality and fit and finish and action and all that. Because without an actual baseline, all you're hearing is opinion. And you know what? Everybody's got an opinion. Baz on Blades is included. So I did have to get this Civivi Praxis. And I'm not keeping the Civivi Praxis because I don't like the gold. Baz on Blades doesn't like gold. In fact, in the Baz on Blades household, there is no gold. That's no gold jewelry, no gold teeth, no gold-plated Rolls-Royce hubcaps, no gold at all. The Baz on Blades, I like silver stuff. I like silver, I like titanium, I like platinum, but I cannot stand gold, never have been able to. And that is a shame for me because this is a fantastic knife. I love full-size knives, and typically when you get into a full-size knives, they start coming with this big heavy blade stock, and it's like they're a pry bar and a chisel and a submission tool and a folding knife all rolled up into one. And I don't need that because, I don't fight ninjas every day at my job. And I don't fight space aliens when I'm at home. And my name is not Rambo. And, I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I don't need big, thick, chunky, heavy, full-size knives. I need usable full-size knives. And that is exactly what this knife is. If you want a full-size knife that is really, it's full-size, but it's easy to carry, and it is a great slicer, this is a great example. And that's why it's a shame. If these would have just been regular polished edge stainless steel liners, matching this silver hardware and the satin, or not satin, but the satin finish, the as ground satin there that is already messing with the camera. If it would have been just silver liners, yeah, this would be staying right here. There's nothing wrong with this knife, but I can't stand that gold. And so unfortunately I'm going to move it down the road, but we're going to review this thing first. Now let's get into, let's take a look at the packaging real quick, guys, because it really is something about this knife. This is very attractive packaging. Very much in the vein of what we've seen from WE knives, guys. Very, the finish on this is a satin finish with gloss accents. The printing is contemporary. The design is contemporary and attractive with this white box with black print. I like it, guys. And you know, this is not Baz on boxes, but it's very attractive packaging. So we're going to set that aside, because what you get with these knives that is really special at the price point they're at, which is, you know, $38, $40 for this knife, you get an included zipper pouch. And it is a smaller size than the regular WE pouch. It is more compact and it is different on the inside. What you get in this, of course, you get all your case candy here that comes with it. But what you've got here is a fur line, just an open. Dadgummit, that is soft. I'm going to rub on that later, guys. Oh, yeah. What you got is the fur line right here, and there's no pockets or anything. And you know what? It's for one knife. It's great. Included, you get a microfiber cloth that is Civivi branded. You get some paperwork with it, which is, you know, your basic information, warranty. You get this free candy right here. Be sure to eat that. And don't eat that, seriously. I'll be facing a lawsuit or something. And then the knife comes in the plastic bag here. And you know what? I have not even unfolded that stuff. That's the first time it's been out of the pouch, because I knew as soon as I opened this knife with those gold liners that I would not be keeping it. And whoever was going to get this was going to get it in new condition. So anything that I say in this video, I'm not going to talk about taking it out and using it and all of that, guys. You know what? There's plenty of channels that take these knives out in the bush, you know, wherever they live, their backyard or in whatever, you know. They take them out and they use them and do cutting tests and blah, blah, blah. Baz on Blades doesn't do that stuff, guys. He does tabletop reviews, and that's how we're going to approach this knife, because you know, I knew I was going to sell it, so I'm not going to use it. But I did carry it around the house. I did get a good feel, and that is how I'm going to couch this review. Now, as far as your materials, your blade steel, 9CR 18 MOV. Yes, it is a number CR Chinese stainless steel. It's a little bit higher quality than what you expect in an import knife, which typically would be from the 5CR to the 8CR range. This 9CR 18 is sort of an interesting stainless steel. People have been reporting, honest people have been reporting better performance out of it than I would have given it credit for. Now, I'm not a steel expert. I know a lot about steel. I'm not an expert in that I have extensively used every steel out there, and 9CR is a fairly new steel to me. I've only contacted it once before. I have never resharpened it and never extensively used it. But what you can expect out of a 9CR, your carbon content is just, it's right around the 440B range. It's 0.85 to 0.95. That's actually maybe a little more than 440B, but not quite 440C. Your chromium is high at 17 to 19%, so you can expect good corrosion resistance. And it does have a trace amount, about 10% of vanadium, not enough to really be a carbide adder or former with the carbon. What it does is it just helps refine the grain structure a little bit. So it is, you know, I'm not going to say it's a super fine grained stainless, but it is a little more refined than your classic 440 steels. You should have good edge retention or wear resistance, good toughness or impact resistance, and very good corrosion resistance. Your Rockwell rating, typically 58 to 60, but I would honestly expect it to be more 57 to 59, and I do not know where we hardens that. If somebody does know, then let me know in the comments. I'd love to find out. Material wise in the handle, G10, stainless liners, stainless small parts, including the Civivi subtly branded Civivi pivot here. Nice filling, very nice filling, tightly and accurately socketed Torx hardware. Now, I've heard a lot of people talk about how, this is we hardware and it's all in-house and da-da-da-da. I don't know. I don't know, guys, but I do know when I put my Weehaw Torx bits on this, there's barely any play. The sockets are nice and deep. If the screws are hardened at all, they're going to be fantastic, guys, because the socketing is very confidence inspiring. You could take this knife apart repetitively. Now, I didn't because I'm selling it, but it would be very easy to do, guys. Stainless deep carry pocket clip that is skeletonized. It is for tip up right hand and left hand carry. Then you've got what appears to me to be a Zytel fiber reinforced nylon backspacer, but it might, I'm going to change that, guys. I think if we will look at that, yeah, that's G10 too, guys. When you can see the G10, the weave in the G10, like you can see on the faceted part of the handle there, yeah, that's G10 right there. Very nice. I like very much. If I'm not going to get a titanium backspacer, I want G10. I don't want Zytel. I don't want aluminum. G10 is very tough, structurally rigid, impact resistant. It's easy to machine, guys. G10, other than the dust, which will rot your lungs out basically. It is fantastic material to work with. I really love G10. Guess what? You scratch this, it's black all the way through. Who cares? You can't even see it. Plus, you can take G10, you can work it with your fingernail to buff it up. It's freaking fantastic, guys. Material-wise, that's about it. And I know that I mentioned earlier that the stainless liners are weight relieved, but that doesn't matter because they're gold. And gold is extremely heavy anyway. That's not real gold. It's stainless steel. But it doesn't matter because it's gold. So, there you go. So let's go to fit and finish. On the blade, yeah, it's great. It's great, guys. Everything that you've heard any other reviewers say about how great the fit and finish is on these. Just apply it right here. I'll pause and just plug in somebody else and they're like, oh, it's great, the fit and finish, blah, blah, blah. But it is, guys. Seriously, this as machined satin grind, very evenly done, guys. You don't see, if you look at the reflections in the grind itself, minimal distortion at all, guys. You can see how straight the grind is. And this drop you see here is just accounting for the distill taper that you have to have towards the tip of the blade. The grinds are very clean. This forward choil is fantastic, not only as a user choil, but it is perfect as a sharpening choil, guys. And look at that edge. Look at how consistent that edge is, the bevel from tip to heel, both sides, guys. Very well done. That is an excellent blade. The grinds, the design, the finish. Oh, the jimping, guys. Hey, I like it. It's, you know what? I looked at it. Look at the big flat tops on it. I thought, man, that's not going to work, but look how deep it's cut down in there, the valley between the flat tops, and the way that the tops are machined. It's yeah, it's great, guys. I mean, let's take a look right here. That's what you get right there. It works. So, yay for them and yay for us because that's great jumping. So, the blade fit and finish, guys, no issues there at all. It's attractive. It's it's not a standard drop point profile, but it's sort of got this leaf shape, a sort of a spear shape. It's to me, it's a sort of a natural and organic profile. Great job there. And I do like that the jimping here is in this slightly ramped area. It's a great place just coming naturally off of the handle scale, which is, you've got this scoop right here, goes straight up into the jimping. That's so well done. Now let's talk about this handle. Fit and finish on it, guys. You know what? There's nothing wrong with it. Is it extravagant? No, it's not extravagant. Really, what you've got is, a simple faceting around the perimeter of these flat slab G10 scales, and that gives it sort of a three-dimensional radius type of feel in your hand. Very much appreciated in the grip. It's not crazy attractive. It's not like a bikini model or anything, but it's attractive in a utilitarian way. Very well done. These gold liners, guys, you know what? They're sort of brassy gold. They're not as bright gold as they can be, and it looks decent. Okay, I said a lot about it, and I don't like gold, but it looks decent. I've heard many people say this is like, the TAs from Smokey and the Bandit, that black and gold paint scheme, and it really is, guys, and it comes off, sort of corny classic, and it's not that bad, but it still is gold. But the fit and finish on the handle, I mean, we're looking all around here. You're looking at the fit and finish between the scales and the liners and the back spacer and I mean it's really, I can't fault anything in it, guys. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I like this pocket clip, nice deep carry pocket clip. It got good tension. Of course, with skeletonized pocket clips, they are not as strong. They're not as strong, guys. They're skeletonized. You go walking through a doorway and you catch a doorway with that clip, you are going to bend it. That's all there is to that. But it works well and it's attractive, and that's just the downfall of that. That's just the downfall of pocket clips. So, fit and finish everywhere on this knife, guys. I mean, I'm looking at it right. I'm looking through the camera right now. I'm not even looking at the knife. Man, fingerprints show up really bad on the camera. I'm telling you what, guys. And that is a satin blade. I know you see it's messing with the autofocus on my camera and the light meter on it, reflecting light from my lights. But man, it looks really good. I'm just rambling on. I don't know if I mentioned everything or not, but let's go on to action. And again, come on, guys. It's a modern, high-end, budget flipper folder. These Civivi knives are on, I believe, a single row, but it is steel bearings and pivot, or not pivot, steel bearing pivot and detent ball. But the action is everything that we've come to expect from all of these knives. Now again, I'm going to sell this knife, so I have not disassembled this knife. I'm selling it basically as new. So I've not disassembled it, I've not cleaned it, I've not oiled it, nothing. So it is not quite drop shut smooth, but that is just 118 thousandths of blade stock. And come on, guys, all of that 118 thousandths is ground away, because how you get down to a 18 thousandths behind the edge thickness, you had to grind some of that steel. That's no joke right there, guys. This thing is thin. It is thin and slicey. Great. But as far as the action goes, Yeah, it's great, man. It's not, fall shut guillotine sort of smooth right now, but it feels so good. And the detent is the relationship between the detent, the pivot center line, and the flipper tab is perfect, guys. They've dialed in a high end, moderate pivot or detent, and just a great flipper tab design. And it flips so well, guys. It flips as good as any of these knives do from any manufacturer. Even the ones that I use for standards, they don't flip any better than that. It just flips as good as they do, and they're all great. So damn, it's just another great budget knife line that we got to keep up with. um, so the action is good. We didn't look at the centering. Let's look at the centering real quick there, guys. I mean, the lockup is super duper solid. No play in any direction. Let's go on to ergos and utility. I think we've talked enough about this blade, guys. I've crossed over into other parts of the video, and it's just going to be a slicing machine. Um, it's just gonna be a slicer, guys. There's no 18 thousandths behind the edge. Continuous belly that's 3/4 the edge length. I mean, you got really just section right here. Not really super flat straight edge there. Yeah, it's flat for maybe 3/4 of an inch, but it's just continuous belly, super thin edge. It came sharp, guy. Oh yeah, it came sharp. That's a good edge right there. And then the point, yeah, even though it's not super pointy, it's sharpened well and it catches instantly and pierces. Fantastic job there. I'm really, really impressed so far with this knife, except for the gold liners. So, ergos in the handle. I'm going to say something I have not heard anybody else say, but I think will pop out to everybody after I say this. This handle, not in the profiler design, but in the intended purpose, the ergonomic mindset here really reminds me of the Hinderer designed zero tolerance produced 500 series knives. No, they don't look the same, but if you look at it now compared to those knives, you see what's going on here. We've got basically a fairly narrow handle profile for as wide as the blade is. You've got a double choil here, but they're not super deep. They're very soft. The peak between is not long. So it's not restrictive. You've got some good wide open section here, a nice drop to the butt. I see a lot in this handle that really makes me like it. And the number one thing that makes me like it is the way it feels in my hand, guys. In my medium size hands, okay, medium to medium large, it feels fantastic. And it feels, oh yeah, it's great in that reverse grip there, guys. Now, I'm not going to be doing draw cutting with my folders, and then you've got this forward choil that I think you'd be a little far away from the leading edge there to effectively draw cut with it. But it's very, very comfortable and very ergonomic. And like I said earlier, the facet and around the handles is really wide. So it does give a true three-dimensional feel to the handle. And you look at it, it looks like it's radially machined, guys, but it's not. You've got good section of flat here for indexing, and then you've got the wide facet for comfort. You know what? It's just, again, I wish these liners were silver, guys. Yeah, I would be keeping this knife because I really, really like it. Materials are decent. Fit and finish is fantastic. The action is pretty doggone good, guys. That's hard to do in front of the camera because the camera's, it's not, It's super close, guys. I'm going to smack the crap out of my camera, my bipod, monopod, whatever it is. But everything about this knife is so good. That's why it's such a shame, at least to me, that it's got the gold liners. Didn't think I was going to mention those liners during the video, did you? So this one is going down the road, but it is only going down the road for that reason. Yeah, the gold liners. Uh, totally. Everything about this knife is just as good as any other premium budget knife out there. And guys, that is saying a lot. This premium budget knife niche it's got to be the most competitive niche within the knife enthusiast community. I don't see, I mean, custom makers are competitive on a totally different type of level. High-end production, in my experience, comes down to more brand recognition. And then, the mid-range is wide open, but the budget lines in all these companies have been exploding. I cannot exaggerate enough. It's more than knife reviewers can keep up with, except for LTK, and he does like 10 videos a day. I'm pretty sure he does 70 to 100 videos a week. I feel like sometimes I get woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, holy crap, what just happened? LTK dropped another video. There we go. So, but the rest of us, guys, we can't keep up with all of these knives coming out. And I'm sitting here laughing because I really like LTK a lot. He's done so much to help. When I first started my channel, he was like a godfather over there. He did so much to help me. But yeah, it's a shame this is going to have to go down the road, guys. This is 27 minutes already. Go out and buy one of these. If you can stand the gold liner, go out and buy one. You're not going to be disappointed. It's just as good as anything out there. Better than a lot of things. And for around 40 bucks, I mean, $40, that's like going to eat at, a restaurant for one person, one time. $40, come on. That's with a couple of drinks, by the way. But, yeah, it's great, guys. Baz on Blades is going to recommend it. He's not going to keep it, but he's going to recommend it. And wholeheartedly, too, really. I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Backlash in Black G10. I think that I would like the blue liners a little bit better. I wish these were silver liners. I just can't say enough about that. But as always, guys, thank you for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.